Hello everybody, welcome back to Mantova, round 2 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. The MXGP of Lombardia. A little bit of track prep work has gone on during the 1 hour break. Some moisture being thrown on as well. Still hovering around about 10 degrees on what's a lovely clear day here in Lombardia, just half an hour south of Verona. Circuit here just under 1,700 meters long and 30 minutes plus 2 laps. MX2 race 2 about to get underway. They're just on their sighting lap at the moment. If you were with us for race 1, then you know where the track goes by now. Talking to 1 or 2 riders down in the waiting zone a few moments ago, just before we came on air. And the general feeling is the track is actually better today than yesterday. More moisture, that kind of thing. But a lot of riders also struggling with front end issues, just the suspension, working overtime. A lot of riders feeling it through their arms. So you know there's been 1 or 2 changes made in the break to sort those problems out. And obviously not everybody had those problems, but you know, the people that I can speak to. And anyway, as these guys get into it, let's just take a quick look at what happened in MX2 race 1. Here's some highlights. MX2 race 1, a little earlier on in the day. Tom Vialle just a little off balance, but he managed to get the front end down to claim his first Fox Holeshot of the campaign. Jago Geerts got the better of him going into turn 2. So too did Andrea Adamo. But the Frenchman did sneak up the inside, got himself into second. Adamo was third, Horgmo was fourth. Van der Moosdijk was in 5th place. Horgmo then found himself just behind Guadagnini on the 101. Langenfelder didn't make a great start. Van der Moosdijk was having battles with Mikkel Horup as Guadagnini fell from 5th place on lap 3. The battle then for 3rd place between Kai de Wolf and Adamo. De Wolf went through on his Husqvarna. And then Langenfelder charged his way up the inside of Horup as he gained ground. That was for 8th position early on. Van der Moosdijk also on the prowl. He eventually had a good ride, coming home in 5th place, but he was under pressure from Horgmo the whole time. Langenfelder made the move around the outside of Horup to get himself into 7th. Horup would finish in 8th. Vial, a lonely ride in the end. He made a mistake that cost him some time. Guadagnini, another mistake cost him even more time. Guadagnini would come home in 11th place. Home and dry though, Jago Geerts for his win in race 1. His 21st career victory, his first race win of the season as well. The rider who finished runner-up in the championship last year. Lisa was down on the grid a few moments ago. She caught up with Andrea Adamo, who was 4th in race 1, and before that, Kevin Horgmo, who was 6th.
Hello everyone and welcome to the second MX2 race of the day. Let's catch up with a couple of the main protagonists from that first race. The first being Andrea Adamo. Andre, a solid first ride for you. You look like you were enjoying yourself. I know you were under pressure towards the end there, but you handled it well.
Yes, for sure. I enjoyed it. It was really hard moto, but I enjoyed it a lot. And I have 5 fast riders in the back, so it was one moto. I give my all, I push really hard, but I finished 4th. So I think for the first race is okay. And now we are focused on the second one because we have another one, and we try to give the best like always. And yes, try to have the same result or better.
And of course, something else that I'm sure you're enjoying is having the atmosphere from the fans supporting you at your home GP. It makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yes, for sure, make a little bit different than other GP. We are at home, so it's always good, and I like the track, I like the atmosphere, and it's everything good, and I feel ready, I feel comfortable with everything, so we go for the second one.
Best of luck for the second race.
Thank you.
Let's catch up now with F&H Kawasaki's Kevin Horgmo. Kevin, a solid first ride for you. You were working really hard, finished P6. Impressive.
Yeah, had a good start and dropped back a little bit the first laps, but towards the end I felt good and tried to go for it, but it was hard to pass here, but yeah, we go for it another time in race 2.
With the track being a little bit more harder than usual, is it a little bit more physically demanding? I mean, are you fighting those bumps and the traction?
I don't know, that depends on the rider, I guess, but need to try to find the flat lines to save the energy, and then, yeah, hope that you last all the moto.
Best of luck. Thanks, Kevin. Okay, good luck to all the guys. It's time for MX2 Race 2.
Take a look at how the riders line up then, shall we? Jago Geerts goes to line on pole position after winning the qualifying race on Saturday. Lining up alongside him, Tom Vialle, Andrea Adamo, Mattia Guadagnini and Kai de Wolf, with Isaac Gifting, Håkan Fredriksson and Kevin Horgmo. Mikkel Harup, Stefan Rubini and Conrad Muse. Tim Edberg goes to line 12, Hedy Jan Panzer, Peter Pollock, Philip Olsen and Jeremy Sido, with Simon Langenfelder, Samuel Nilsson, Kevin Brumman and Glenn Meyer. Facchetti, Harbelan, Ludwig and Roman Mosdijk. The MX2 riders making their way to the start line then, ahead of MX2 Race 2, 30 minutes plus 2 laps. Atmosphere once again starting to build around this Mantova race circuit. Tom Vialle, spoke to him in the break. He's made some suspension changes. The Red Bull KTM rider will be hoping to reverse the result that he had in race 1, where he finished second to Jago Geerts. Mattia Guadagnini was very focused going to the waiting zone. He knows that the mistakes that he made in race 1 have cost him dearly, and he will be hoping for better than 11th as well. Your winner from race 1, Jago Geerts, Monster Energy Yamaha. A comfortable win. Led every single one of the 18 laps. And Andrea Adamo, for the first time inside the top 5, coming home 4th for the SM Action Gas squad. Kai de Wolf, 3rd in race 1 for Nissan Husqvarna Factory Racing. Started 4th, found his way past Adamo on lap 4. A good bet for the podium. And Kevin Horgmo, a good solid 6th place finish for him on the F&H Kawasaki. Could we see him climbing the podium today? Jeremy Sido just taking his position there. And alongside him will pull Simon Langenfelder. 17th in qualifying after that big crash. Had an up and down ride in race 1 as well to come home in 7th. He'll be hoping for a good start, a good clean getaway. Spinning up the rear wheel, just to put some heat in that tyre. Does it make a difference on the mesh? Who knows? But most riders opt in for scoops because of how deep the sand is that's been ripped. The other side of the gate, down into the first couple of turns, and then out on the rest of the track. It's generally fairly hard packed. Spoke to Conrad Muse as well, just before he went into the waiting zone. He just said that in the beginning of the race, he's just a little bit too tight, doesn't want to make those mistakes, but then he ends up making mistakes anyway. So he said, I've just got to get my head into gear and just go with them. And take those risks almost, you know. We're getting ready to go then. MX2 Race 2. 30 minutes plus 2 laps. Fly Racing 15-second board up for the final time today. This race will determine the podium. Five-second borders turn. Riders are in gear. Heads down. Focus on the gate. Focus on the lights as well, if they have them for the revs. And Harup almost through the front door. Hit a soft patch going into the first turn, and then almost into the back wheel of Isaac Gifting as well. But it's Vial who leads. Second is Adamo. Third, Gifting. Fourth, Kai de Wolf, but he's through immediately into 3rd place. And then what, 6th place around the outside here on the number 93, the Yamaha of Jago Geerts. So Geerts in 5th place and already trying to find his way alongside Isaac Gifting down this next straight. So Vial, Adamo, Kai de Wolf, Gifting. Geerts goes to the inside. Spins up on the exit. Got to be careful not to lose a position. He manages to defend coming into this next right-hander. But Vial making a break for it on the opening lap here. Pollock in there in 6th, Harup 7, Rubini 8, Fredriksson, Sido, Horgmo, Panzer, Langenfelder in 13th place. Then we've got Facchetti, News in 15, Edberg, Olsen, Guadagnini, Brumman and Christoph, Jakob Christoph. Van der Moosdijk right at the back. Did he go down in turn 1 or turn 2? Vial leads though. And look at the gap he's starting to build already on that Red Bull KTM. Adamo is next on the SM Action Racing Team USA battery. Gas. Gifting back in third. He's found his way back past Kai de Wolf. So Gifting having a good start then. Fired up, ready to go. Spoke to him and Stephen Saw, the team trainer down there, just before they came into the waiting zone as well, right before the start of the race. And they both said that he has the speed. There are 7 or 8 riders from third right the way back that he was a part of, all on similar lap times, and all he needed was a good start. Well, he's got it. What can he do with it? Look how heavy and wet that first 2 corners are, that second turn in particular. Geerts trying to find his way. He's the third rider in shot here, trying to find his way past Kai de Wolf. He's going to go the long way round here as de Wolf goes to the inside, tries to get creative. Gifting keeping him back there in 4th place at the moment. Geerts needs to be careful not to trip himself up with these 2. Oh, I'm talking about tripping himself up. Facchetti remounting from 13th. Here's what happened. Did he get clipped? Yes, he did. Jeremy Sido just nudged the front end. Meanwhile, Geerts has found his way past Kai de Wolf and up into 4th. De Wolf cuts back. Oh, and Geerts goes outside and inside, gets back alongside Gifting. He's going to be back in 3rd here. Yes, he is. But Gifting is going to square him up. Got to be mindful on the exit. Holds on to that 3rd place then, the number 93. Just behind them, standing himself up there, was Mikkel Harup in that turn, or was it Kevin Hoogma actually? It's Harup, wasn't it? And Harup looking to go around the outside of Gifting, cuts back to the inside, top of the screen. Sorry, de Wolf. And de Wolf is through. So de Wolf up to 4th, following Jago Geerts through. Fastest rider on track, Jago Geerts with a 1:58.9 compared to the 59.6 of Vial, the 2:04 of Adamo. 3.5 seconds of deficit he needs to make up to the race leader, Tom Vialle. If he is to win this overall Grand Prix, he's got 25.5 minutes in which to do it. Gifting is not done with de Wolf yet, is he? Just behind him, Mikkel Harup, 6th. Going to be good enough for 5th overall for the Dane. Oh, Vial has gone big. Running towards his bike. Is that bike smoking on the top there from radiator damage? Watch this here. Oh, that was a strange crash. If we have a behind view of that, I would like to see what happened, because he was off the bike already before takeoff. Vial is going to be out of the race. Well, it's still going, so hardly unlikely that it was a technical problem unless he hit a neutral or a horrible kicker. That was a Chad Reed moment. So we have a new leader, and it's the Italian, riding for an Italian team, Andrea Adamo. And here is the number 80. Geerts behind him in 2nd. De Wolf 3rd, Gifting 4th. Harup now in 5th place. 24 minutes plus 2 laps to go. all of a sudden, Adamo's heart rate is going to be racing. He will know he is leading the race. I think he just had a long look at the pit board there just to make sure. The message, though, is loud and clear. He would have seen Vial crash. He's taken over the lead. He's got nothing but clear track ahead of him and a wall of noise all around this Mantova circuit, urging him on. Meanwhile, second and third going at it here. The Belgian and the Dutch rider, Geerts and De Wolf. This was the jump. Oh, you saw actually there was a... On the rut face there, you could see one of the lines completely 90 degrees. That is probably where Vial went wrong. So Adamo leads. Geerts here, number 93 second. Kai de Wolf on the white Husqvarna, the Nissan machine, is in third. Cuts to the inside of Geerts. No way through, though. Gifting fourth. Nothing in it between the first 3-4 riders, because Gifting comes into view there. Then a bit of a gap back to Harp in fifth. Right, here is Tom Vialle. Here's what happened. See that line there just going across the rut? Watch this. We have a replay. Oh, yeah, look, folded the front. Our satellite images here from the moon camp. Yeah, the front end completely folded on him on takeoff. Picked himself up. He rejoins the race. He knows he has to score points if he can. How much of a blow is that to the championship chase? But Tom Vialle, Red Bull, KTM, definitely going to be a little bit second-hand in the morning. Just under 22 minutes. It's already been quite a dramatic, if I dare use that word, opening to this MX2 race 2. But Vial, your Fox Holeshot winner, and launched himself into oblivion whilst leading the race. He is back in the race, though, but it's Adamo, Geerts and De Wolf who lead the way. Oh, and we've got a man down there picking himself up, Jeremy Sido. So Sido out of 10th. Meanwhile, the gap between first and second, not a lot in it. As Geerts closes in, inches closer to Adamo with another fastest lap of the race. Starting to break free from Kai de Wolf now. Adamo definitely feeling good here. He is in a podium position. Had a bunch of them when he was riding the CRF 150 championship a few years ago as a wee whippersnapper, but he's looking at the second step of the podium as it stands right now for SM Action USA Battery Gas. De Wolf third, looking at his first podium where he was fourth overall a week ago. Under the Bitchy banner over the double. Right, Langenfelder, 2 purple sectors, 1 and 2, green in sector 3. The German then on the Red Bull Gas in 7th place, but making inroads in towards Håkan Fredriksson and Mikkel Harp as the leaders hit the line for the 5th time. Gifting coming towards us in 4th position. Then we've got Harp, Fredriksson, a bit of a gap to Langenfelder. About 8 seconds. Oh, heavy landing there, I think, from Adamo. There's Langenfelder, 5:16. He's got Rubini just behind him on the number 38, shipped to Cycle Honda SR Moto Blues. He's been down. He was all over the back of those guys. So losing, what, 6-7 seconds. So 2 of the guys that were top 2 steps of the podium a week ago, both having their problems here in Mantova race 2. You still probably see the 90-degree turn on the rut face there. Look there, that's where Vial hit. Rubini in 8th place. He had a good first Grand Prix, didn't he? 5th and a 10th for 7th overall. Poor first race here today, though. Coming home in 16th position, but trying to make up for it. Back with our leaders. Adamo doing a good job, leading for the last, what, 4 laps, with the pressure of Jago Geerts behind him. Working their way towards the end of lap 6. It's been fastest lap after fastest lap for the last 3 laps or so for Jago Geerts. He's closing in again on Adamo as he comes out of the final turn. It's another fastest lap of 58.6. Eclipsed this time, though, by Kai de Wolf at 58.4. 2 seconds separate the first 3, and there they are. Gifting just being dropped ever so slightly, but he'll be more than made up with 4th at the moment. Harp in 5th. Haken Fredriksson's Honda 114 machine. That was him top of the screen in red in 6th place. Langenfelder in 7th. Trying to pull his race back together after a big mistake. Didn't know what it was, but he lost 6 or 7 seconds a lap ago. Rubini 8. Guadagnini 9. Pollock 10. Pollock on the JM Honda. 11th for Jan Panzer. The MXGP 253 KTM. But de Wolf closing in on Jago Geerts all of a sudden, who's spent too long trying to find his way past Adamo, and that is playing into the hands of the 74 Kai de Wolf. Just getting a little bit untidy midway through this lap. But Jago Geerts would lead the championship on 87. Langenfelder would be on 78. De Wolf on 76. And Adamo would be 4th in the championship on 65. 1 clear of Tom Vialle. Vial in 24th place at the moment, but circulating around the 205, so around 6 or 7 seconds slower than the leaders at the moment. Hardly surprising, though. And the guy that's in the points, Noah Ludwig, is lapping in the 204s. So he's going to be hoping for some dropouts in this race if he's to get the points. Tom Vialle. 3.1 seconds now, separating the first 3. There's Gifting. Gifting having a fantastic ride still. Then a gap back to Harp and Fredriksson all over the back. So we've got a Dane working their way into turn 3 in the opposite direction any moment now. Harp and the Norwegian Fredriksson. Oh, he was a long time coming back through that turn there. Lost the front, didn't he? Got offline. Jago Geerts. The back went as well. Had to straighten himself up before the Monster Energy jump. Andrea Adamo. Oh, catching 1 or 2 of those curbstones. Here is Tom Vialle. Red Bull KTM. Still in 24th place, 7 laps completed. He will watch the video back. The rider ahead of him is Jakob Christoph, 771 from Hungary. He is in 23rd place at the moment. His lap time was a 2:07, so Vial quicker than him at least. The other thing is, how much is the bike damaged after that crash? Because obviously, rider, well, they say Red Bull gives you wings. This is what happened to Vial earlier on in the race while he was leading. For those who are just joining us at home, watch this. The handlebars snatched out of his hands, back flips his way, lands on the downside. Fortunately, that softens the blow. But a big moment for Vial. Langenfelder setting the fastest lap of the race this time around, a 1:58.4. He's back to within 3 seconds of Jago Fredriksson, and he sits in 7th place. And the lead is tightening up once again, less than 3 seconds between the first three. Adamo, Geerts, and De Wolf. Fans on their feet for Adamo. His goal this year was to be closer towards the top 5. Well, he got 4th in race 1. He is leading race 2. He's on course for a podium as it stands right now. We've had 8 laps, and he's led, I would say, 7 of them, so probably the last 10, 12 minutes or something like that. And we are 13 minutes plus 2 to go. Can he maintain this pace? There's Gifting all on his own at the top of the hill, through the left-hander. Hitachi KTM, fueled by Milwaukee. He won't mind that so much, though. And then below, Jago Fredriksson has found his way past Harup in red. So he moves into 5th place now. Just behind them, Langenfelder closing in. He can see 2 more passes on the horizon, right there, bottom right corner of your screen. Eight laps, 9 laps complete. Adamo, where is this performance coming from? Oh, almost took the front though. And short there as well. He overjumped a few laps ago. This time he underjumps. Gets a bit of a bounce, and straight away Jago Geerts is right back on his rear wheel. Doubling in nicely there, the Belgian. Looking for momentum to keep building to make that pass happen. Here is Langenfelder. He's done well to bridge this gap because he lost about 7 seconds as Geerts alongside Adamo. We have a new leader on lap 10. 1 or 2 little mistakes allowed Geerts to get close. This time around, he has not let that opportunity slip. He now leads the race. He also set the fastest Sector 1 as well by a considerable margin. So Geerts, Monster Energy Yamaha, leads then from Belgium. Adamo, the Italian, second. The SM Action Racing Team, USA Battery Gas. Here's how he did it. Jumped to the inside, Jago Geerts. Kept his nerve, held a nice tight line. Got on the gas, and Adamo a little bit off balance there on the exit of a turn. And Geerts just trying to distance himself now from the Italian, who comes under pressure from De Wolf. Different rhythms through there. De Wolf alongside the Italian, who takes a look over. He might get a cut back here. They touch. Adamo stays second. De Wolf stays upright. Mistake there from De Wolf, though. As it is right now, we are going to see Geerts on the top step of the podium. Adamo will be tied on points with De Wolf as it stands right now. De Wolf makes the pass, he's second. Overall in the Grand Prix. So it's going to be a big 9.5 minutes plus 2 laps. Simon Langenfelder on Mikkel Harup. Squared him off beautifully on the landing of the finish line jump. Moves into 6th place. As we look at this battle here for second, Langenfelder is going to be all over the back of Jago Fredriksson, Honda 114, as they fight over 5th place as well. Might be keen to keep an eye on that battle. Dropping downhill then on lap 11. Kai de Wolf trying to find his way past Adamo. While these battles are going on here, just look to the left of your Husqvarna banner there. Coming uphill in the opposite direction, we've got Fredriksson, Harp, Langenfelder, or Langenfelder, Harp, and Kai de Wolf almost going down. Oh, coming in front end heavy. Couple of mistakes creeping into Wolf's game. Desperate is the Dutch rider to find his way past the Italian. So Geerts, 2 seconds clear now. Adamo second, third. Kai de Wolf. Fourth in the background, we've got Gifting, and then just behind them, about 6 seconds further back, Fredriksson and Langenfelder. Well, Kai de Wolf getting ready to find his way past Adamo, and it will happen now because the Italian spins up. De Wolf getting ready to go around the outside here. Tries to cut back to the inside. Oh, Adamo shows him a rear wheel, but undeterred, De Wolf goes through and into second place. Still got some work to do, though. And this time he will control the inside, but he makes a mistake. Adamo tries to go around the outside. De Wolf covers the line and holds that second place. And Lisa Leyland is down there with team manager Rasmus Jorgensen. Let's hear what he has to say.
Rasmus, we just saw Kai pass Adamo. I mean, he's pushing and pushing. A few little mistakes creeping into his game. How do you see this one panning out?
Yeah, I mean, the track is very, very tricky for everyone today, and it's really a matter of trying to, minimize the mistakes and try and hit your marks. And yeah, obviously now he just made the pass, which is always good, and now he needs to do a few clear laps to kind of get a little bit of a gap and be comfortable for the rest of the motor.
Are you surprised by Adamo's performance? I mean, he was holding on, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's always nice with these stories, coming out of nowhere a little bit. He also did quite well in England, and here on the home crowd behind him, it's pretty cool to see. So good racing.
Best of luck to the team. Thanks, Rasmus.
Back with second and third, Andrea Adamo. There in third place, just losing a little bit of wind from his sails with 6 minutes plus 2 to go. He just needs to be mindful that 5 or 6 seconds further back we have Isaac Gifting ready to pounce for third as well. But here we have Simon Langenfelder, or is it Guadagnini? Guadagnini, the 101. So the Red Bull Gas rider just ahead of Kevin Horgmo. These two, ninth and 10th at the moment. So Guadagnini then, under pressure. Going defensive here. Horgmo's going to try and cut back. That's exactly what he does. But does he get the drive down when he goes the outside route? Cuts back to the inside. Oh, and he makes a mistake as well. The F&H Kawasaki rider pushing hard. Meanwhile, Langenfelder is still the fastest rider on track. Another fastest lap of the race. Teammate to Guadagnini, who was wishing that he could be carrying the same kind of speed around this racetrack. Urged on by the Italian fan zone, the 101, doing his best to get himself further up the top 10 leaderboard. Horgmo dives to the inside. No way through, though. Guadagnini continues to hang on to 8th. Hara nowhere in sight in 7th. 15 seconds further up the track, that's why. Guadagnini then. His hands full of the Norwegian. He's pushing on hard, isn't he, Kevin Horgmo? Really believes he belongs up at the sharp end in MX2 this year. He's going to cut back. Guadagnini read it well, though. Oh, here we go, down the inside. Left the door wide open. He does go through. And Horgmo has still got a battle on his hands to take over that 8th place. He makes the pass stick. In going defensive here as well. Guadagnini now into 9th, or down to 9th. Horgmo, clear track ahead of him. Got about 16, 17 seconds to make up. Right, here is Håkan Fredriksson. He's in 6th place. He was in the battle. He was in amongst it all with Harup and Langenfelder briefly, who Langenfelder has found his way past Gifting into 4th place with a 57.2. Wow, and he's only 5 seconds off of Adamo. That kind of pace, 3 laps, all of a sudden he's going to be knocking on the door for 3rd. What a ride for Langenfelder. As we focus back on Fredriksson in that 6th place, Honda 114 Motorsports. He looks up. What was his lap time last time around? Fredriksson 2:01. Wow, I'll tell you what, Langenfelder 157.2. Vial is in 22nd. He could win the race, but I'm not sure Jago Geerts would allow that to happen with 2.5 plus 2 to go. Right, where is Van der Moosdijk? Van der Moosdijk down in 14th behind Conrad Muse. Blue flags being waved there for the back markers behind the 74 of De Wolf. Adamo still hanging on for an impressive 3rd. This is going to be 3rd overall in the Grand Prix as well for the Italian, who's short. Big panic rev as he came into land. And there's Langenfelder closing in. It's only going to cost him a couple of points. He'll still be on the podium, even if Langenfelder finds his way through. But what a late surge from the German. He may lose his championship leader's red plate, but he's not going down without a fight. Adamo looking across to his left, and he gets pitched there as well. Untidy through the turn. That allows Langenfelder just a corner on rails. He has put everything into this race. He is absolutely spent, but he's still given everything he's got, Adamo, but to no avail as Langenfelder goes through into 3rd. Oh, he's coming back though, isn't he? Pulls out of the challenge though, thinks better of it. Oh, and a mistake there as well for Adamo. What is the gap to Kai de Wolf then? About 4 seconds. Watch this here. He just came in short, bounced, got offline. That's soft there as well, look. Looks across. Didn't want to come across. Langenfelder stays a little bit lower, makes the pass stick. So, where are we looking down here? That's Vial, isn't it? Tom Vialle over the line. He is in 21st place at the moment. So Geerts, 3.5 seconds clear of De Wolf. Adamo is now in 4th place with Langenfelder going through, but Tom Vialle, Red Bull KTM, he'll just be glad that he's still in the race and still in the championship fight. He's definitely a little bit more cautious down this part of the racetrack, so not sure what. It was just that rut there suddenly snatched out of his hands as he took off, launched him down the straight. Fortunately, he landed on the downside. He's just found his way past Paul Harberland, the guy behind him, 491. The KMP Honda rider. Something of a heroic effort, this, from Tom Vialle. Let's have a look at the lap times here. Kai de Wolf, 1:59.7. He's gained about a half a second on Jago Geerts that time around. Looking at the lap times as well, the split sectors as we follow Vial. 30.2, 29.7, 31.4, 31.6, so give or take. Gap probably still around about 3 seconds then. Here is Jago Geerts with just over 2 laps to go. he'll come out of this turn. He can look up and see Kai de Wolf in the opposite direction coming back towards him. Depends if he can see through those 17-foot high boards between the tracks there. Good clean ride this from Jago Geerts. Last time he went 1-1 was at round 4, the Netherlands last year at Os. Had won races since then, but not in a double race fashion. He's approaching the 2-lap board. Still not done yet, though. Keep an eye on Kai de Wolf. The gap was 4.6 seconds between de Wolf and Langenfelder, a lap ago. But as we head into the penultimate lap, another fastest lap, or another fast lap for 1.5 for Simon Langenfelder at 59.5. Took another second out of him, so the gap coming down. Depends on how Kai de Wolf reacts, because there's Langenfelder coming into land now in the background. If we just spin back towards Kai de Wolf and wait for Langenfelder to come through, you'll see the gap is about 3 seconds. So Geerts will be mindful of the pit boards. He'll know the situation around him. Right, there's de Wolf. Langenfelder is, there you go, top of your screen. That is a gap. That is not 3 seconds anymore. De Wolf is in danger of losing that second place with just a lap and a half to go. Continues to eat time. And bear in mind what happened to him in the qualifying race, where he got absolutely railroaded by Rowan van der Moosdijk that left him with severe backache. This is a pretty impressive performance as well from the championship leader coming into this round. De Wolf can't relax. It's not going to be a comfortable final lap for the Nissan Husqvarna factory rider. Yes, there's a bit of a gap, but it's not enough where he can just relax. Heading up into the top right corner of your screen now. Then there's a back marker, and then you've got Langenfelder to the inside. Oh, and little things like that, just getting offline, he's got to be smooth. Entering the final lap, though. Jago Geerts, Monster Energy Yamaha. Up on the pegs, a 2:07 lap time. A 2:01.4 and a 59.5 for de Wolf and Langenfelder, who is all over the back of the Nissan Husqvarna now. Can the Red Bull Gas spring a surprise attack on the final lap? It will get him on the podium as well, because he will take 2 vital points and he will go clear of Adamo. This is for a podium position. And that would be a bitter pill for Adamo to swallow. The team have probably worked out that he's on the podium. And if Langenfelder does find a way through on this final half a lap, their celebrations will be turned into tears of despair as he finds his way around the outside, trying to find a way through. De Wolf now on the ropes. Langenfelder pushing hard. Was there a slight look just over the shoulder there from de Wolf? Geerts has this one into control at the moment. Langenfelder knows he has to push. He's just running out of time. He's running out of passing opportunities. He might even do it here. Cuts to the inside. De Wolf left the door open. Ah, great move from Langenfelder. He's off balance. He keeps de Wolf to the outside, who responds! And he goes down. He tried to fight back. This may let Adamo in as well. We may still see Adamo on the podium. Tom Vialle hits the line. He's got one more lap to go. But the checkered flag goes out to Jago Geerts. He goes 1-1 for the first time since Holland 2021. Langenfelder second. That's going to be the podium. Big panic revs here. And Adamo is going to be on the podium. I'm sure he's going to be on the podium. Let's have a look. Oh, hang on. Jago Geerts, what's happened here? So Langenfelder down the inside of De Wolf. We'll do this first. Adamo, sorry, Langenfelder goes wide, and then De Wolf was like, no, I'm going to take your line away from you. The two hit. De Wolf goes down, Langenfelder stays up. De Wolf on the rough end. He picks himself up. He crosses the line in fourth. Langenfelder second in the race. Adamo third, and that is third overall. That's second overall for Adamo. So your podium will be Geerts, Adamo, and De Wolf, and they are tied on points. More drama. Here's Lisa.
Jago Geerts, massive congratulations. Good, clean ride for you. You managed to stay out of trouble. 1-1 to get your first overall of the season.
Yeah, I had a pretty good start, the second heat, but there was some carnage in the first turn and lost some positions. But after that, I felt good. Made some mistakes when I was trying to pass Adamo, but in the end, I made it happen and I won. So I'm really happy with my 1-1 here.
Congratulations. Thanks, Jago.
Jago Geerts, Monster Energy Yamaha, goes 1-1 here at round 2. Stands on the top step of the podium, his first double race win since round 4 last year in the Netherlands at Os. He takes the championship leader's red plate as well. And Jago Geerts leaves here 4 points clear of Simon Langenfelder. What a race we just had there. Jago Geerts wins it from Simon Langenfelder. 4 seconds in the end between them. Adamo third, De Wolf fourth, Gifting fifth. Then we had Håkan Fredriksson, Mikkel Hart, Kevin Horgmo. And behind them, Mattia Guadagnini, Stefan Rubini, Jan Panzer, Conrad Muse, Peter Pollock, Gianluca Facchetti, Roman Amostai, Kevin Brumman, Jeremy Sido, Tim Edberg, Glenn Mayer, and Noah Ludwig. No points for Vial, just outside. Hardly surprising, really, though. Big crash for the Red Bull KTM rider. Jago Geerts wins here in Lombardia. 2 wins, a perfect ride, and the perfect weekend for the Yamaha man. Adamo, what a fantastic performance for the Gas rider, edging out De Wolf for that second place on the podium. Langenfelder equally impressive to bring it home 4th overall, ahead of Horgmo and Fredriksson in terms of the overall classification. Championship looks like this then. Jago Geerts moves from 3rd to 1st. Langenfelder drops a position, and De Wolf moves up one as well at the expense of Tom Vialle. Manufacturers, Yamaha and Gas now tied on points, with KTM 3rd, Husqvarna, Kawasaki and Honda bringing up the rear there in 6th place. Almost ready for the podium, but before that, we'll do the Fox Holeshot, shall we? Tom Vialle capitalised on Harp's mistake going in. It's probably the least place, or probably the worst place he wants to be right now, collecting that because of the crash. He just wants to get back home. But Tom Vialle picking up both Fox Holeshots today, just like Langenfelder did a week ago at the Basin in England. Fantastic atmosphere here, always at Mantova for this MXGP of Lombardia. But we're getting ready for the podium. And 3rd overall. He was unlucky, but he just got the short end of the straw, didn't he? Kaider Wolf, Nastan, Husqvarna Factory Racing, you see it's disappointed as well. The difference between 3rd and 2nd overall. A 3rd and a 4th for the Dutchman. But listen to the roar here. Andrea Adamo. What a release of energy right there. The SM Action Racing Team USA Battery Gas rider on the second step of the podium with a fourth and a third. His first podium in MX2. And Jago Geerts, 2 wins out of 2. The Monster Energy Yamaha rider on the top step of the championship. He'll take the championship lead as red plate as well. And Michele Lavetti will, I'm sure, gladly collect the team trophy. He is Italian, of course, and we are on Italian soil. Roberto Rustichelli, the FIM CMS coordinator, handing the third place trophy to Kai de Wolf. Ivan Bidorini from FMI Lombardia. What a reaction from Andrea Adamo. And Giovanni Pavesi, MC Tazio Nuvolari, president, handing the winner's trophy to Jago Geerts, Monster Energy Yamaha. And Michele Lavetti taking the winner's trophy on behalf of the team there, Monster Energy Yamaha. Well, he arrived here third in the championship, just 2 behind Tom Vialle, 10 behind Simon Langenfelder. But Antonio Elia Portella, the FIM CMS director, is about to hand the championship leader's red plate to Jago Geerts, who has overturned a couple of positions. He is now the championship leader as we head to round 3 in Argentina. National anthem time for Jago Geerts and Belgium. First, second, third here, the MXGP of Lombardia in the MX2 category. Jago Geerts, Andrea Adamo and Kai de Wolf. Another dramatic race here in Mantova. Maybe we should we shouldn't rename the track, I guess, but these 3 will enjoy their moment on the podium. We'll talk to those just the other side of these quick highlights of race 2. MX2 race 2 got off to a flying start then. Mikkel Harp thought he got it. He grabbed too much front brake, ran wide. Guess what? Tom Vialle was right there to capitalise. He grabbed the second Fox Holeshot of the afternoon, his second of the day as well. Meanwhile, Jago Geerts up the inside of Kai de Wolf. And then he went after Isaac Gifting. And that put him into third place. Eventually, Kai de Wolf then got the better of the Swede as he chased Jago Geerts into fourth position. Then the big moment. Tom Vialle launched himself out of the lead. And was lucky to get up and rejoin the race, but he did not score points. And after several laps of following Adamo, first Jago Geerts and then Kai de Wolf went through. And then Langenfelder came through as well. And then final lap drama between Langenfelder and de Wolf. This was for the second step of the podium. The 2 came together. De Wolf went down. He picked himself up in fourth place just behind Adamo, but it was Jago Geerts who was victorious in the race. And here he is, getting ready to speak to Lisa.
Jago Geerts, massive congratulations. 1-1 to get the first overall of the season. Comfortable win in that first race, but Adamo actually did make you work hard for the lead in that second race. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm really happy about today. First moto went really well and I won the race. Second heat was a little bit stressful in the beginning. Yeah, just the track was a little bit slippery. And so it was a little bit difficult in the beginning, and Andrea was riding really good. But in the end, managed to pass him and go 1-1 for the day, so I'm really happy with that. And also to have the red plate now, so hopefully I can keep it for long. So yeah, we will see.
Good job. Thanks, Jago. Second overall today, we have Andrea Adamo. Andre, you put everything into that second race, honestly. Leading the race, tell us how that felt, but also you just dealt with the pressure well. Tell us about it.
Yes, I think it's the best day of my life. I don't have words. I start quite good. I second behind Tom, and after Tom make mistake, and I passed to the lead, and I stayed there for more than 15 minutes. And yes, after I struggled a little bit because I was a little bit tired, but I'm so happy. It's the best day of my life for sure. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, team, and everyone. Thank you.
Well deserved. Thanks, Andrea. Third overall today, we have Kai de Wolf. Kai, solid weekend for you. Really eventful second race. You were pushing, a couple of little mistakes creeping in there. How was it from your seat?
Yeah, it wasn't an easy weekend for me. Started off on Saturday, didn't have a really good feeling. Yeah, got in time practice 11 times, so yeah, I wasn't really feeling good on the bike and on the track today. But yeah, still today we turned it around, and yeah, we still got on the box. Yeah, we have to improve that second moto. Some few mistakes, what you said, but yeah, we're going to work on that and hopefully come back in Argentina stronger.
Thanks, Kai.
The disappointment there for everyone to see as Kai de Wolf, the Nestan Husqvarna factory rider, third on the podium. Nothing wrong with that, but there was a chance to be second overall. Just crashed out, just 3 or 4 corners to go. And he shares the points, 38, in fact, with Andrea Adamo, a third and a fourth for him. And Adamo, his first career podium in MX2 with a fourth and a third. He led for much of the race as well after Vial sent himself into oblivion whilst leading the race. And the SM Action Racing Team USA Battery Gas rider absolutely made up. Jago Geerts, 2 wins out of 2. His first double race win since Oss last year, round 4. He stands on the top step of the podium here, round 2. He takes over the championship lead and will carry the red plate on the front of that Monster Energy Yamaha to round 3 in Argentina in 2 weeks' time. So there was drama in MX2. What lies ahead for MXGP Race 2? Join us in just a few moments' time for Race 2 MXGP.